I am a very firm believer in the fact that if you do something that you enjoy and you follow your interests, it'll work out. Like, you'll find something, you'll find some niche or some door will open up that you're like, I didn't even know this was a possibility. And I think a liberal arts degree prepares you for that. My Bachelor of Arts at UFV, and then applied to the UFV teacher ed program as well. And it was a tough program, but my practicum was so fun. I had an amazing practicum teacher who just was like really real about what teaching is and what it's like, and the students I had were so much fun. I kind of teach the way that I learn, which I think is pretty standard across the board for teachers. You teach typically in a way that helps you learn the best. And for me, that's like storytelling. And so I did a history French combo. And so there was a lot of like storytelling and learning through stories, especially in history classes, and learning about, you know, people's experiences and those kinds of things. And so I really find that I bring human stories in a lot to my education, and trying to build those connections with my students through stories and histories, and just learning about kind of who people are and why people are the way they are. I actually bring in a lot of history references because it's something that I find very interesting, and because I find it interesting, I'm more interesting when I talk about it. So the kids are like kind of more keyed into it when you actually get to apply it to actual like real life stuff and share those stories with especially little kids when they get a story and they go, wow, it's so fun. Teaching math. That was something that I was like so nervous about, especially as a liberal arts student, going, okay, I know I need to teach math, but that's terrifying to me. And it's really fun to see a kid go from kind of like head in their hands, frustration, I don't understand this, to, wait a second, is this what you mean social work? It's like, yes, that is what I mean. How hard school can be and how stressful and anxiety inducing it can be. And so my first kind of like, holy smokes, education is really hard happened sort of in high school, but then more for sure in like first and second year of university, kind of adjusting to the new expectations and the workload. And like people make jokes about arts degrees, like, oh, it's so easy, like you're taking an arts degree, it's not engineering. But it's hard, like the hours that you put in doing research, reading papers, writing papers, it's a lot, it's exhausting. And sometimes it feels like you're just like banging your head against a wall, which is honestly how a lot of my students feel on a day-to-day basis. So having that kind of empathy and connection to like, okay, when I was in history 101, like this thing was really hard for me. And not like that kind of connection, but just understanding the frustration that they feel when they really don't understand something. I loved it. The whole experience, like, even though it was stressful at times, it was so fun. Like, you meet so many different people from all different backgrounds, all different walks of life, with all these different experiences and things that have brought them to a liberal arts degree. And it's so fun to be in those classes, especially history classes, because that's what I took most. And just hearing how people's like life stories connect to these bigger, longer threads that are history. You learn so many different things because there's such a wide variety of classes that you take. And for me, the professors that I had were awesome. They really engaged with the materials that we were working with in classes. They pushed us to ask hard questions, to really think about why we then answered those hard questions that way. And I really appreciated that.